Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. So, I have some things that I would like to talk about today. It's very imperative that y'all listen up, pray for me, and understand that these things are very crucial to what I want to do. One of the things in my arena that I want to do for, or sell off to the next person to build on, that's how it works. So, I want to talk about the FCC, the radio station that I'm going to get within a month to a month and a half. Everything is so crazy the way you have to wait to get it. But you got radio station, FFC or FCC, and you got me wanting to produce my own television network. Now, what I'm going to call it is the KMC, Kimberly Michelle Cloud. It's that just like the own Oprah Winfrey Network. Love you. Big shout out to Oprah. But it's going to be the KMC Network. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to save up money, save up some money so that I can, what is it? Once I save up the money, I'm going to try to buy out a contract. If not, pay for some space to interview people. Now, these people that I want to interview are children, teenagers, adults, and seniors, 4 different uh, ages. And so these ages are towards seniors who want to get into acting late, adults who want to get into acting and build their portfolio. And especially, I'm going to take very heed of children that want to build their portfolio. See, my dream is to interview children too and build their portfolio where they have a video of themselves being interviewed by me, about their lives, about their goals, about wanting to be an actress, actor, comedian. You got comedians out there, whatever arena your child chooses. Like, for instance, I went into Guitar Center looking for some merchandise for my podcasting. And so when I went there, I seen all these young adults and children. And I heard one lady getting frustrated with her child saying, "You want to do this? You wanted to do this." And I'm like, oh God, just give them some space, lady, not at the store. But it's just the fact that, I want to help people and I want to build. I have a license. I don't have the license, but I have the registration number. That's the first step. And it's for FCC to get your own radio station. Now, my radio station, I'm going to build my room. This is my goal. I'm going to build one of my rooms to be nothing but pure podcasts and another room to be nothing but pure wigs. I did it before. I'm going to stick to the typical wigs and everything, but I'm going to order online at the Vivica Fox. And I'm going to build up my wig inventory. And then I have a lot of plans, y'all. I can see it if all goes well, in the future, 3-4 years from now, I'll have my own official television network. And like I said, this network will help thousands, if not millions of people. Like, for instance, your child gets interviewed, right, by me or one of the people that I'll have on board. And once they get interviewed, if the producers plus me, which would be the executive senior producer, CEO, likes what they see, then all I have to do is make a call. I'm going to be affiliated with talent agencies. I'm going to have a resource list of talent agencies. And all I have to do is study what the child needs, wants, what are their goals, not the parents. What do they want to do as a child? Because children have voices too. Even embryos have voices, because I'm not even going to get into that part, but so seriously, I truly want to take this time out to make sure that young adults get heard. And speaking of young adults, I when I look at this flag right here, when I look at this flag, you guys, what do you think? I know a lot of people are like, oh Lord. No, don't look at it like that. It's a universal. I had something that stuck in between here, but it broke. I got it from the VA, and I got this from the VA. You can't really see the pin, but all those who don't know, I'm a veteran. But this is a universal sign, and I plan on being as universal as I can. If you can't respect the sign of being universal, I look at it more of a universal thing versus a gay rights or whatever. I support gay people and their rights. I have nothing to do with other people's feelings, but I understand, and I don't want to dig deep into why I understand, but there's people, women and men, that are being slaughtered in different countries right now as we speak because they're gay or they're different or they spoke up for themselves. And I don't think that's right. It's so all my women out there that are listening to my show, I want to let y'all know something. We are in a Western civilization. We all know we're in a Western civilization. But if we are being taxed for tampons by a Democratic administration, I don't want to name it. And then if we're being taxed for just being a woman, next is going to be we're getting taxed for air. And I got so many things I want to put out there and educate the young people about. I want them to know my story so that they can grow and they can maneuver their way out of situations faster and easier than I did. I had to learn on my own. I had to teach myself. But one thing I won't stand for is femicide through the men that cannot stand when women have a voice. It's just not right. And that's why I'm going to create my own low frequency radio station. It's going to be a low frequency within a 3.5 mile radius to start off, which is only $35 plus for the license is $35. And when I do that, I'm going to make sure that I get through to so many people. You don't know the hoops I had to go through yesterday. You don't know the hoops I had to go through yesterday in order to get that registration. All of the websites kept saying link not found and all this, and I started crying. Now, let me tell you what I did before that, and then I'll get off of here because we're at 8 minutes. And then I'm gonna look around for some more information on what I need to do. So I don't know what made me stumble upon it, but I found the NASA website. I always be on NASA, but last night I was reading, hold on you guys, I'll show you what I was reading. I can show you better than I can tell you. That's the only good thing my father ever said, and it makes perfect sense. So I was reading this, National Veterans. And one thing that stuck out to me was a NASA ad or something. So I went on to the NASA website and I said, let me take a chance. This was Friday night, Saturday morning around, I didn't go to sleep till like 1 o'clock. And I wrote out to the director of the Houston site, and I wrote out to the director of the Florida site, I think. No, Washington, D.C. A woman from Washington, D.C. and a man from Houston, Texas, the actual headquarters. So when I did that, I made sure everything I ever explained to y'all, and I know some people are out there like, well, what did she explain? No, what I explained to them was phenomenal. And I don't want to get into too fully of details, but I explained to the woman my story and what happened. I would not reach out to NASA unless it was a valid reason, because I know how NASA works. First, I apologize because I was a little mad at NASA. You know, they took down that sound that I wanted you guys to hear showing the first contact. I don't know how I got that information in March of 2021 before I moved to Santa Maria, California. I was at a hotel room. I have to explain, this is valid information. So I was at a hotel room, and all of a sudden, NASA, I had it on a NASA website, and they were like, first contact from another planet. You get to hear first contact from another planet. But they took it down, so I can't prove it. But, or they just, I don't know. They have so many channels, you just never know. So that was the most beautifulest sound, man. Outer space. And I asked, you have to have doctorates in science, which if I have to, I will get off this planet. And to be an astronaut, you have to have aerospace training with a science background, either in master's, but most likely a doctorate. So you know what I told the lady? I said, you know what? I'm working on my master's in business administration, but I know more than what you think I know. And I had to say it that way because all I need is the right tutor, mentor, coach to give me just a little bit more information scientifically. I watch videos personally of physics, different dimensions. You know, there are more than 11, but on this universe, in our universe that houses Earth in this first universe, because there's the universe, the multiverse, and the omniverse. And then beyond that. And so I said to myself, you know, beyond the omniverse, what I'm trying to do don't consist of just this planet, because we're in times where we're being contacted. And my main goal is to get acquainted with planets that are similar to ours, in neck and neck with our technology, or a little behind. Find them, help them advance, and their resources, they can help us advance. If you find a technology, if you find a planet that's too advanced, they will be mad at us watching them. It's a fact. If you have an advanced civilization through a Wi-Fi network or beyond that we don't know about, and you're tapping into their system and they know it because they're advanced, they would be pretty mad, right? So to sit up there and find a civilization that's neck and neck with us or below, just struggling to advance, two heads are better than one. But my main goal is to get known beyond the omniverse, because Mark Zuckerberg is making it, and Elon Musk and Donald Trump is making it available for us, especially Mark Zuckerberg, for us to communicate. And actually, y'all will be able to, like where I'm at now, undisclosed location. But the fact that when you put on those glasses, or when you get back on Facebook 10 to 20 years, 2 decades from now, you will see, you would be able to go into somebody's house. See, the only thing that's messing up is the eye recognition. But virtually, we can walk to Italy. We can virtual travel to Italy. We can virtual travel across the globe. We don't need to drive. We don't need to But we're going to need some powerful Wi-Fi for that, Mark Zuckerberg. We're really going to need some powerful Wi-Fi. So I'm guessing we're at 5G going into 6G soon. So I'm guessing you're going to wait until it's either between 7G or 8G or a special G. Watch y'all change it. Just like I said, I broke the code for Facebook, and then you changed it to the metaverse. But big shout out to Mark Zuckerberg. So it's just, we're going to be able to do those wonderful things seriously. And I'm with Mark Zuckerberg. I'm definitely with Mark Zuckerberg on this. Mark Zuckerberg is a smart individual, and Elon Musk is a very smart individual because he has um, gigafactories gigafactories that specifically built his parts for Tesla. I did a documentary, not a documentary, but I had homework to do on him in my master's class, my master's degree for the University of Phoenix. And they talk about gigafactories. And if you don't know, Taiwan, which Nancy Pelosi, this isn't a diss or nothing. I'm not going to give my opinion on what she did, but it's a purpose. Taiwan makes microchips. Now, I can sit up there and take a piece of hair, right? Just one piece of hair. You can't see it really. I have to get one strand. Now, this one piece of hair, right? If you chop off less than an inch, that is how big the microchips are. So if we have nanobots or lesser than nanobots, we would be able to possibly have them invade medically our bodies and cure stuff like cancer, cure stuff like diseases instantly. Something tinier than a nanobot, but you can see on a petri dish or under a scope. And my dream is to work into the science or NASA or whatever. All you have to do is teach me just a little bit, and I have so many questions to ask you guys. Seriously, NASA, I'm so dependent on you, and I will be calling on Monday with the story I gave you, because I really want y'all to know that she knows what I told her. It's some things I can't say on here because of LinkedIn, but she knows what I told her, and my story never changed. And to all those LinkedIn individuals, I have to be honest, because this isn't a business one-on-one LinkedIn type thing. This is serious, real issues that's educational. So when you hear the word alien, what do you think? When you hear the word Gaia, nobody knows what Gaia, the definition between Gaia mean. That's Earth. That's another name for Earth. Earth has 6 to 7 names. It all started with a chisel and a rock, not the smoke. They weren't that advanced back in the day, but to write. It all started with their specific language over millenniums. And then it graduated to a piece of paper. I wonder how God did it. Do y'all wonder that? How did God create us in the universe? And that's why I stand for women, all races. Like in Mexico, a man kills a woman and he walks off in the middle of the city with her body on his shoulder. In Afghanistan, men are putting cloths, like military stuff, cloths on their face, and spilling water on them until they die or they suffer greatly. Taliban, right? Here, A Charlotte, North Carolina woman had her neck cracked and her back cracked, all because, and they're extraditing the Mexican people who did this to the States. I'm not prejudiced. I'm just giving you real live things that is going on, yet we turn a blind eye. We turn a blind eye because we say it's not happening to us. So many women, one Caucasian woman by an African-American man, he forced her in the van and dumped her body in a trash can. I don't care the race. I don't like what's going on with femicide. And especially Islam. You are causing, do you not know that they have to cover up one eye in all black? They don't want their eyes to show. Their soul belongs to the man that when he feels like it gets 72 virgins. What does that have to do with anything? How about what the woman get for slaving, for dying, for bearing your children? Get out of here. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and go. I had to say that. But just to let you know, ask yourself this: what woman, all the ladies out there, all the men out there, name one woman other than Mary. Let's not name Mary. Let's name a woman prophet, a woman who created or was a part of the Bible. But Islam, after Jesus Christ died 700 years later, was born. And just because they're deep in Islam, because they've been doing what they've been doing, that it's okay to, like, I seen this one, it was Now Something, and this one lady, she was so disgusted by the Islamic views. He was disrespecting her on live video. She asked some simple questions and he just was so arrogant. He had a long beard. He treat women, that's not what God wants. God doesn't want that. You don't treat women like that. We bear your kids. We are goddesses. We create life. We are creators. Y'all all are creators. Y'all better own up to it and earn it. And if you have your children, love them. Take care of them. Don't neglect them. Some women are on the edge of losing their kids. Some women have their kids and don't know how to take care of them and throw them off on their family. Some women have kids and do a good job. But whatever category you choose, you better start changing how you feel about your life. Make that change.